Welcome to another episode of the Bouncing Potatoes podcast. We have all three of us here today. My name is Christian Rayfield, and I have
Osandha
with me, and our third member. Yes.
Ethan.
And so today we have lots to talk about. We will be introducing ourselves, our weeks, how we've been doing. We'll be talking about random things all throughout the podcast. We'll have current events, and we'll have some deep, intriguing questions to answer toward the end. So, would anybody like to say anything weird or strange to start the podcast off, or would you just like to talk about your week?
Well, I know Osandha had a very good week, so I think we should hear about it.
All right. Take it away, Osandha.
All right. So after 500 rejections, I have finally accepted a job offer from LAUSD. So
I've been waiting for that.
I interviewed with them on. It is a city job. Yes, I interviewed with them on Tuesday. I got the job offer on Wednesday. I did accept it. It is pending me passing a tuberculosis test. I just got injected with the thing yesterday. So then on Monday they'll check it out. I have to do a fingerprint thing on Thursday and then show them all my identification and everything. So once I pass the background check, they will then give me a start date. So I'm obviously excited. Like, I cried when I got the job offer, but it's a 6-month probation. So I'm definitely going to hold off on doing any type of celebration until I become a permanent employee. Right now I make 24. I make 24 in my current job. The hiring hourly wage is $25.33.
Oh, that's great.
After the 6 months, it goes to $26.74. And then,
awesome.
If I'm understanding the steps, and Ethan can correct me if I'm wrong on this, it seems like after 1 year, I go to step 3, which right now is 28 something. But given how LAUSD increases it by like $1.30, $1 roughly like every year, it seems like I could be going up to 29 by the time I start my second year. So
that's right.
Okay. Hey. Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
It's definitely been a very, very long time coming. So yeah, I'm happy about that. But job not finished yet.
Don't get your free healthcare.
Oh yeah, free healthcare as well. However, a little low-key disappointed, I will say.
What?
Because it's not PPO, it's EPO. So,
never heard of that.
EPO is like a mix of HMO and PPO. And I was talking to the doctor at CVS yesterday, and they actually don't even accept EPO. They only, at least not Anthem Blue Cross EPO. They only accept PPO for Anthem. So, it's better than what I have right now. I got Kaiser HMO. So, I'll see what I do. But either way, I mean, the benefits with LAUSD are like notoriously good from what I understand. So, I'm excited.
Now, with that, Osandha, at least from what my grandpa was telling me, when you're in the district for, I think 2 or 3 years, then you get access to more, like the PPO and stuff. So if you stay for 3 years, then you'll get the bigger benefits. Because my grandpa, when he did it, they restricted him to like Kaiser for like 3 years. Then after that, he can go anywhere. So
okay. I do want to clarify something. Sorry, building off what Ethan just said, I actually plan on staying with LAUSD until like I retire.
Hell yeah, you can build that pension, man.
Or until like the podcast, the YouTube channel make enough money for me to just rely on that. So this was a pretty big fundamental career step because I do legitimately plan on being with LAUSD for a very long time. You know,
Mhm.
assuming everything works out. But yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Osandha, and
that's awesome.
like next
So
week we get a 4-day weekend, and that'll be you next year, Osandha.
you get a 4-day weekend.
For Labor Day, yeah, Friday and Monday up,
Lucky.
and it's paid both days, Osandha.
God
Paid.
dang. I mean, we get Monday off. We didn't get Friday off.
I know. Next year you will, Osandha. Next
It's true. Yeah.
so yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, you have you should I think you should mention like you've been talking about the your efforts to get a job with LAUSD specifically for months now, or even longer than that, since maybe a
year.
year. You know, you had like 4 or 5 interviews with them in different jobs for different jobs, and most of them didn't pay nearly as much as the one you just got did. So
Yep.
and none of them did. So that's a really great. That's a surprise to me. I didn't know you were even interviewing. I was out for a bit. So yeah, I think that looks like a really good spot. I mean, what do you need to do to get permanent? Do you just have to wow them? Do you do a really great job, or is it more guaranteed as long as there's not like a budget shortage or something?
I'm assuming it's more so based on performance. At least that's what I'm hoping. I guess I'll find
Mm.
out
Yeah,
more when I
it's
actually do start.
yeah. Just
Yeah. Okay.
they give you two reviews, and then it's like after 3 months they give you like a warning review. I mean, no matter you get whenever they're doing great or not, and they
Okay.
tell you what needs to be improved, or they say everything is excellent, and they give you a little piece of paper. Then you have 3 months, and they decide if they want to keep you or not. So as long as you do the job, you'll be pretty okay. You're like
Mm.
guaranteed. I mean, look, I've been falling asleep at my desk, and I got a, I passed both my reviews. So if I can do that, and I have almost the same job, oh, Sandra, you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
That,
Um.
that's a nice way of saying you'll be fine because you can fall asleep at your desk. I mean, no, that's fine. Uh, I don't know what to say about that. Um,
See,
I will say also.
I'm trying to manage
try
this
your
whole
best. Try
ass
your best.
office. So if he can manage a whole ass office, he got this. Probably
This is the
this is
first.
probably super easy to you.
Well, in terms of like the department and everything, it's like the department for risk and benefits. So I'm
Mhm.
actually going to be learning a lot about health insurance and like at least from what I gather.
Mhm.
Um, so it's going to be a lot of I'm going to be taking a bunch of notes for this job,
Mhm.
but I'm like prepared for that. That's not really a big deal for me. Um, the only thing is maybe I'll have to bring like a computer or I don't know. I'll think about that one. But like this is like one of the first interviews where they actually treated me like a human being during the interview, which is
Good
so
sign.
yeah, which is so sad to say. But like for the
Mhm.
majority of these interviews that I've had, they don't really treat you like that. Um,
Yeah, that's
so
what it sounded like. What you said. Some were saying like even we saw that you sent us the emails that they sent to you, and they kind of just seem like like they are the overlords of the job world. You must provide for them, or you must impress them, and otherwise you're just lowly scum. Like,
Mhm.
so um, yeah. So that seems like if they didn't do that this time, that's good. It's good to know. It presents like obviously you're going to be working with those people, so you want if and you said you want to be there for a long time. So I mean, even though I know it's not in that specific job, and you can talk more about that, but yeah, you might be in that job for several years. I don't know, but or at least in that office. So yeah, but yeah, you can say more on that.
yeah, I mean like it's at LAUSD headquarters, so the commute's going to be pretty brutal. It's going to be like 30 minutes to get there in the morning, so that's not that bad. But on the way back, it's going to be like an hour. So
Um,
the other
Which
thing is,
Osanda
I'm excited.
actually, ooh, I have a solution for that, Osanda, by the way. I'll tell you later.
All right, well that was a tease. Why not just say no?
Oh, because it's kind of hard. Okay, I'll give you a summary. Okay, so what I used to do when used to work downtown is take the commuter express bus. That's the one I was telling you. I don't know if you remember that stops in Woodland Hills and takes the freeway, and it's basically the same amount of time as driving, but then you can just take a nap, and it stops right in downtown, and then it goes back home in the evening, right back home to Woodland Hills. So, something to think about.
So I have a question then. You're going to be living in Woodland Hills, which for everyone who doesn't know, this is west of the downtown Los Angeles. You're going to be living in Woodland Hills? Or you're in the valley? You're living in the valley?
Right now, the plan is once I hopefully pass the probation of the 6 months, then I will move out to Woodland Hills. That's the safest bet because I'm still working on paying off my credit card. So I got it down from $10,500 to $6,000 in like 4 months. So,
and with more money, oh boy, crush
it! Yeah, more than that.
So let's see. You start probably in September something. So 6 months would be like March. Nice.
March. Yeah.
So right.
Wasn't it more than that? Wasn't it upwards of 10,000? Like.
My Amex was 10,500, but like I still have personal loan debt. But like what's gonna happen is that once I pay down the credit card fully, my credit scores are gonna go up to almost 800. And once they go up to almost 800, then I can get the best rate on a car loan, or because my parents might let me use a car, let me like take one of their cars. So then I won't need the car loan.
But they have so many.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, his parents have like 3 cars. We're like one works and one doesn't. So I mean, like I feel like they should let you take one.
Well, we'll see. Because like I also want my own car, and I was getting the customizations and everything on a Toyota Corolla Hybrid 2023, and it was like 30,000, which is really not that bad for a new car. You don't like.
I just want to say I don't know. I don't know about the hype for a new car. Like I could get a new car, but I don't want a new car. I mean, not because it's just not. It's not necessary for if I was in your situation, I'd be like only if it's absolutely necessary to get a new car, and I would just focus on like what's economical, like gas wise, and what's the best functioning car you can get that's going to last the longest. That's the only thing I really care about. Like, because like I said, you can spend an extra $20,000 on the car, but that's the last thing I think you should spend your money on. Like I have a friend who spent his money on a Tesla. He is not he's not making enough to do that. And then he didn't just keep the Tesla. He actually upgraded to a more expensive Tesla. Okay, but then he had to cancel that order because he couldn't afford the Tesla, and then you just lose your money that you put in. It was just totally unnecessary. It's just totally I don't know. I guess the point I'm trying to make is and
how long did he have the original Tesla before wanting to upgrade?
Maybe a year and a half, something like that.
Crazy, dude! I had
it's crazy.
Years before I got another one.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's absolutely insane. There's no logic to it whatsoever. Right. It's just desire. What'd you say?
Then was he like balling or? I guess he's not because he couldn't afford it. But
yeah, no, he's not. He's not balling. He's not balling. He's fresh out of college. I think he got the car before he graduated. Actually, that's how crazy he is. That's how crazy he is. He had an internship, and so he's like, "I'm going to spend all this money, and I'm going to buy a car that's cool and all that." It's like, no.
Does he work at Tech though?
Now you know what that means.
Well, funny enough, he did for a little bit. For a little bit, he actually did. I'm not gonna say what happened to that job, but he's not there anymore. Okay. But as in a little bit, as in like just a couple weeks, like didn't last long. But yeah, you don't want to end up like him. You don't want to.
I think he's trying to compensate for something.
look, I won't make any assumptions or anything. All I'm saying is something was causing him to do that, and it wasn't something good. It was something not good because you don't have any money after that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say, like, if you're still like focusing on the debt thing, like, just ride a beater car through the streets of LA for the next 10 years. Who gives a and then you buy your like, and I say beater car, like it could be 10 years old and it's not like 2013 is not that long, like the cars in there like can be pretty nice, you can get.
Nice 2013. So used
Yeah,
cars, a newer used
yeah,
cars from
used
2010s
cars, used
are
cars, man, used cars, that's
um
where the real
are
that's where the real.
yeah, yeah, used cars from the 2010s and up are much better than used cars like that old people had, like from the 1999 and early
Yeah,
2000s.
exactly. Yeah, they're much better. Like they're actually just better cars. They'll suit your needs, and a lot of them. Well, okay, I don't know about all the
A
cars,
lot
but
of
I know
them
that.
still have the features, like backup
Yeah,
cameras. Cars from
and
2013.
this in the software, this software in certain vehicles can upgrade after no time at all,
Mhm.
without you paying more for that software upgrade because the car has gotten the upgrade over the years. Um, so you get like the best, you software upgrades, whatever, all kinds of crazy stuff in the
Yeah.
vehicle, and
So it's almost like
whereas you couldn't get that with the '90s cars and '80s cars. So
yeah,
just saying, like used cars aren't that bad. Used cars aren't that bad.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's almost like a phone, Yeah, you can have an
Yeah,
iPhone 10 model, but have the iOS 17 or whatever the newest is going to be of the new model.
yeah,
Car.
yeah. I don't know how you've had a neutral face throughout this entire thing, so I'm curious to hear if you want
I
to.
think he's
Yeah.
like taking it in. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just listening, and I was also just
Okay.
looking at your audio levels because Ethan talks and like nothing. Like there's no level at all. It's a
Okay.
little, it's a little sad. But so I will say it's a little. It's funny that Ethan was telling me about like the iPhone because I do have an old iPhone
Yeah,
that he
that's
constantly.
why I brought it up because you have the small one,
Oh
but you have
wow, that
maybe it's
one.
not the latest technology, but you have this old
Which
one.
what is that? Like 7, 6 or 7?
No,
No,
it
I
is the
have the
SE.
iPhone SE second generation, I believe.
What's
So
S? What
it
which
came
one is
out in
that? What is
2020.
2020? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it has the
I have
body of
mine.
the iPhone 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess mine's as old as yours. I got this one in 2020. So
So
yeah,
I actually do like to milk technology as long as I can. Um,
yeah,
but the reason I would get the new car is one because it would make for good content on the finance channel. Two, two, it's still less than $30,000, which is pretty good for a new car. Three, it's a Toyota, so it will last me like 10, 15 years. Even if it is a hybrid, it's still gonna last a super long time because it's a Toyota.
it should last at least 25 years.
You have the hybrid.
20 years.
I mean,
20
yeah,
years.
yeah,
If it's that's Toyota that came like it made in 2023, 25 years. I would not be surprised if it lasts 25 years.
that's true. I mean, my
Um,
dad still drives a '97 Toyota Rav4 that he bought like second hand. So
yeah, there you go.
um, so
Yeah,
that's kind of the thinking behind it. Like, I also just don't want. Again, this is an ego thing, but I don't want to take I don't want to get a free car from my parents. I want to pay for my own car. So that's
sure.
another thing
That's
right
cool. But
there.
what if you took a free car from your parents and then paid for your own car when you had more money?
There's also, I mean, it's also well. I mean, yes, that's also a possibility. So
Or there's another possibility. You could pay $4,000 for an old car right now, and you know, 2,000, 4,000, or whatever. And that one wouldn't be. I don't know if you could get 2014. Maybe you could. Maybe you get a 2005. Like I don't know. But I don't know. That's what I would do. I'm not gonna like demand that you do something, but I just seeing like just for anybody listening, like, I don't think they should try to prioritize getting a new car because that's like the reasons you gave to me aren't like reasons that would compel me, like because you're saying that it's $30,000, less than 30,000 is good for a new car. That's assuming you need a new car. Like, well, so why do you need a new car versus something that is an older one? Because and the other two reasons similarly, like okay, you want the freedom of buying your own car. That's great, but you can do that with getting an older car. And I can't even remember what the third reason is. But so I just personally would think that the old car is for
Now
people
I
listening
will
is generally the best option.
now I will throw in a wrench. See, it depends, Osandha, what year you would want to get. Do you know what year of old car you'd want to get? If you were to get a used car, you know what year you'd prefer?
Honestly, no. Like 2013, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Because I know, because ever since I mean, it's better now, but ever since that chip shortage, right? Used cars can be getting a little pricey. Like I must say, like my car was 27,000, and then I remember used cars were $5,000 more than mine at the time when I bought mine because of that chip shortage and their high demand. And I'm looking. I just took a quick look, and yeah, some used cars. I mean, these are kind of new, like 2017 to 2020, but like there's a 2017 Toyota Corolla that's 18,000. At that point, you might as well just get the new one. You know what I'm saying? So it just really depends, I guess, on what year you look. Because if the used car is almost as much as the new one, then yeah, then I go with the new one. But it depends what year and after your research, what you come up with.
And also, the other thing is, I am trying to go to Japan next year, but I'm trying to get a free plane ticket over there by using credit card reward points. So that's another thing I'm trying to see how I can manage that, because I'm trying to get enough reward points to get a free round trip ticket to Japan, probably um, economy class and everything. But yeah, so that's like another thing that I'm planning on doing. So that's kind of the thinking behind it.
That's
Osandha,
cool.
Yeah.
that one works.
I'm looking. Sorry, I'm looking at used
I'm trying to think,
cars.
how much would it be? And this might sound crazy, but how much would it be to buy a Toyota in Japan because that's where they're made, and then have it shipped? I don't know. I feel like that's really expensive, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You go to Japan, right? You buy a Toyota in Japan, and then have it shipped back to California.
I feel like the shipping costs would be
The
so.
shipping be would be more that would be the super expensive part. But
Yeah,
I don't know since the Toyotas obviously they're made in Japan, you know that might be
go
so
to a dealership in
cheap.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, like that might be so cheap compared. Like that maybe the shipping ends up being slightly cheaper than I don't know. I'm curious. That's something I just thought of. I was like, man, that's a long. But I don't know because if they ship it to Long Beach, they don't have to go around the world. They just go, straight, past Hawaii. It's not too long of a shipping route from Japan. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm gonna look into that just for funsies.
Yeah, I found cars for like 5,500 to 6,000 from 2014. Didn't find any Toyotas,
Oh, that's
but
good. What? Wait.
they're
I hope you're not using Facebook Marketplace though, right? What do you use? Like a regular
no
car?
cars.com.
Oh, that's good. Because, please, yeah, no one buy any cars off Facebook Marketplace or stuff like that. Unfortunately, I had friends
Yeah.
try to do that, and she went and 3 times, and she got uh semi scammed 3 times because the car didn't look like the picture. I'm like, why are you using the Facebook Marketplace? Oh,
Well, I'll stop hammering you over the cars so we can move on to another time. All right.
man. But
So
Christian,
okay.
what do you
So
think about the Japan idea? Do you think that's insane, or do you think it could be
well,
viable?
so what? Oh, do I think
No,
get
wait,
a
no,
car in
no, no.
Japan?
Yeah, getting a car in Japan, having it shipped to Long Beach.
Man, I mean, it's probably not going to be more than $500 to ship it.
Because I mean, I'm thinking of just how the yen works, right? So let's take theme park price, right? A Disney ticket here is it's like $159, right? But a Disney ticket in Japan at their park is, when you convert the dollars to yen, it's only $75. See, that's a lot cheaper. So if I'm thinking of like that in cars, I feel like it might.
Disney tickets, cars. I mean, well, yeah. I mean,
If
the analogy gets better when you realize that Disney isn't a Japanese creation, but Toyota is, which is the point you're trying to make.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I'm thinking like if it's
maybe
Camry here is 28,000, but the Camrys are made over there. Maybe
yeah,
it's
I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that BMWs and Mercedes are cheaper in Germany. I do know that.
Yeah, and they're more
I'm
prevalent because
curious. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about that. It's probably a thing. I don't know how much cheaper, but but you have to get to Japan first. Also, I assume you're going to Japan just for the culture and the ambiance and the people, or is it trying to find a Japanese girl, or what might be? I'm just wondering. Wondering.
Find a Japanese girl and bring her back over here? What is wrong with you?
What's in your head? You said crazier things than that 100 times, literally. So don't even talk to me unless you've had your next milkshake.
What the heck? Okay, so let's clarify something. Number one, it's pronounced ambience. Okay.
Ambiance. Guaranteed.
You know what? Ambiance. But Christian said it with the H. He said it like more like a ambience. I don't know.
I didn't say that. Okay. All right.
Number two. All right. I'm going to Japan and I'm going to check out two specific cities. Number one is Kinosaki, which is the onsen town. It has 7 natural onsens, and then it has like 100 more other ones.
Right, but what's an onsen?
It's like a natural jacuzzi.
You're going for a jacuzzi.
I personally don't actually like jacuzzis, but it's like a hot spring. So
yeah,
it's actual hot springs.
Mm-hmm.
So he was really trying to get Jordan to go to one because he was sick. Jordan never went. Even Jordan's friend tried to get him to go, but
our brother, by the way, my twin brother, Jordan, went to Japan recently on vacation after his touring the entire world, and he went to a lot of places. I guess he went to, I don't know if he went to Kinosaki. I know he went to Hiroshima, but
he didn't go to Kinosaki.
He went to Osaka.
He did not go.
So Kinosaki, I want to go to also because they have a culture where it's very like you walk with no purpose in mind, and I love that. I love walking and getting lost, and then just like going with the flow. When I went to Moore Park, I was walking around and getting lost on campus, and then finding my way back. It was super fun. So they have that culture in that town, so that's why I want to go there. And it's more so the contemporary Japan, so more like the old school and everything like that. And they have good food there, from what I understand too. And I also just I purchased a free ebook. It's called Ryokan Wanderings, and she like dives into Kinosaki and then talks about like the floating castle in the sky. And I didn't even know that until I read it last night at like 2 a.m. So I'm gonna be trying to get over to that castle too. And then I do want to check out Osaka. My bad, by the way. I said Kinosaki was contemporary. My bad. It's traditional. Lo siento. I want to check out Osaka because that one is contemporary. It is known as, it's probably like one of the best food spots in Japan. So I might go to like Universal Studios too, and I just want to check that one. So I want to check out Osaka and Kinosaki because I'm gonna only be able to be in Japan for like a max of 7 to 10 days, I would say, depending on LAUSD's policy. So I'm going to
Osandha. look. Take advantage of the off days. So you get a week off between Christmas and New Year's. So if you go then, that's an automatic free week, and you can add your own vacation days onto that. Be on for 2
Wait,
weeks.
I'm sorry. Wait, I get a week off for Christmas and New Year's?
Yeah, between Christmas and New. I mean, if you're out of school, you get like 2 weeks off for the whole winter break. But since you're not, you get the 25th to, they call it the winter shutdown. The 25th to well, eat that day off, but the middle 3 days you get off between Christmas and New Year's, all paid, right? So you should take advantage and then take an extra week of your own vacation days and be off for 2 weeks in Japan.
Huh.
If you go during that
Well,
time.
Now I don't know if you can tell, but I start crying. Wait, so we get winter break?
Yeah, you get a mini winter break, even though you're not at a school site. They all go on vacation, and it's a forced thing. You can't just not take it. You have to take it.
What I'm probably going to do, actually, though, is I'm probably gonna, maybe because we get like, if we get time off at Thanksgiving, maybe I'll take that advantage of that one. Or now that I know y'all get a 4-day weekend for Labor Day, I might as well just take advantage of that and try to book it, around that time. But wow, good to know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
and don't get Memorial Day and spring as well. Don't forget about spring.
Wait, we get a week off for spring?
Not a week, be a few days off, like a Monday or Friday. A few days in there. Around Easter, you get like a little. If you can do the weekends, like 5 bucks.
I'm a crack. That would be a fantastic week to move out.
See, it would be.
Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna start crying. But yeah, because like the plan is to go from.
Do it.
The plan is to go from LAX to Tokyo, and then I might explore Tokyo for like a couple hours. Then from Tokyo, I will go to Osaka. Then
you're so funny, Osandha. You're gonna explore the world's biggest, one of the world's largest the world's largest metropolitan area for 2 hours.
2 hours. Hours.
I'm not going for Tokyo though. Like I'm not going for Tokyo, and I'm definitely not.
You got Tokyo Google right behind you.
Based on Jordan's pictures, it looked like he was doing exactly what she wanted to walk around mindlessly and just stumble upon things. I feel like Tokyo has so much of that. I remember
but Tokyo has
he stumbled upon that arcade thing building just randomly, just walking around.
I will check out Tokyo, but like my goal with this trip is a solo trip. It's gonna be me, myself, and I. So I would check out Tokyo with friends, and I would like go Mario Karting with friends. This one is solely like me, like a soul searching journey. That's why. Also,
little does he know Christian, that I'm gonna be there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes, Christian. To emphasize, I am not looking to find a Japanese girl because I don't even speak Japanese.
Osandha, you should get that. You should bring that Japanese girl to try to lure Jordan in the elevator. Bring that one up.
However,
I get to elaborate on that because I that just flew past me.
Wait. Let me say this, and I'll let Ethan elaborate on that.
It's like a horror movie.
There's one thing that I might do. All right, and I know I'm gonna get canceled. I might, if I have to.
If you have to say I'm gonna get canceled, just maybe don't say
it. Well, now I'm curious.
Fuck it. I might rent a girlfriend if I can only get.
Oh my goodness, that was one of my favorite animes.
If you can only get into the what?
Because it seems like with the ryokans, you have to have 2 people. So I might rent a girlfriend for that. But besides that, that's the. It's not in
you could just socialize with other tourists and get group of 3, group of 10, and then just join other people on it.
How do you go from group of 3 to group of 10? Like
if they have 9, there's a big group of Caucasian people that's touring the place, then you can be like, hey guys, I'm by myself, but I really want to go into one of these weird, whatever you just called it, and I want to get and I cannot join your group. If it's 3 or 5 or 10, you just join them, and you don't have to rent a girlfriend.
That's true. That's true. We'll see. Like that's.
I'm just whatever.
But
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say.
So, I wish you call it question. If Osandha does that, then he can't get the benefits of renting a girlfriend.
Okay, yeah. Well,
you guys are perverting renting a girlfriend. Renting a girlfriend does not mean renting a hooker. Renting a girlfriend,
I know.
that's not.
Osandha, I've seen the anime. The whole.
I can't believe you've seen Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, one of my favorites. Well, my cousin showed me, and they're like, "Let's watch an anime." I'm like, "Wow, okay, fine. Which one?" And then they said, "You have to watch Rent a Girlfriend." So they hated Rent a Girlfriend, and they wanted me to see it because they're making fun of it. Turns out I actually liked it.
Isn't that the one? I think was I not there for a couple of those episodes?
Probably were because
I think I was there for a couple of them. And it was just so
I really
strange.
liked it, and then so I was like, well, let's watch. I can't wait for season 2, and season 2 didn't come out, and I have to catch up. But so I know.
Yeah.
In fact, they didn't do any sexual relations one time in the whole anime, so I know it's not about that. But you never know if you want to. You can hold her hand. You can get some emotional connections there, maybe. Also, since we're on the anime game here, a better girlfriend, and my cousins were right. Girlfriend is much better than Rent a Girlfriend, but I really like both.
I have not seen Girlfriend, but I think it's on my watch list, so I'll see. Unfortunately, because of the breakup, I can't really watch rom-coms right now because it's too sad. So that's why oh, guys, I finally finished Monster. By the way, the psychological anime, really good anime, top 10. Definitely would recommend.
I told my cousins about that. They said they're gonna watch.
Top 10. It's very slow paced. I mean, it was 74 episodes, but the last 4 episodes were insane, and it had an open ending and everything. Really, really good psychological anime.
Good, cool.
So okay,
well,
so
yeah.
what happened with Jordan? He went to, I think it was in Tokyo, might have been Shinjuku, and he like a girl grabbed him by the hand, and she wanted him, and then she like brought him to the elevator.
Oh, that's like what happened to Jordan.
He's he's telling Jordan's story.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the anime. Just kidding.
And then Jordan had to like fight her off, and luckily he got away because it might have been she was working with the Yakuza. And so luckily Jordan's brain was doing the thinking and not his nether regions, and he got away. And he got away from that situation. So that's what happened with Jordan. She was just trying to give him a nice time, possibly the last day of his life, and he was not having it. So yeah, that's what happened.
And no, he said he was fighting her, but yeah, she said she was really aggressive. Like, ooh, and the elevator was dinky and small and dirty. He said, so. Creepy.
Yikes.
As much as we romanticize Japan, the fact is, Tokyo, especially like the residents of Tokyo, like they're overworking themselves, and that's another reason I don't really want to explore Tokyo that much. Like I'd rather see like Kinosaki, which is one that like not a lot of people know about. Osaka is more so something that like tourists do know about, obviously because of like Universal and everything like that. But I want a healthy balance of contemporary and traditional. But I don't want to explore Tokyo like that, like because again, the culture of overworking there is so high. Like people literally work themselves to death. So got to keep that in mind.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean that's probably a topic we've been talking about for a long time, but thankfully I have not had to experience being overworked.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm lucky my company has good benefits and stuff.
Hours, Christian.
No, only a few times.
bro, Christian has taken a lot of breaks from work. You know,
Yep.
you two, y'all lucky. All right. First off,
Yeah, no, but when he
okay.
was working, when he was at work, that's a long day. But not just a long day of looking at a computer. It's a long day. You know, he's like fixing the plane. Like that's like someone's life song.
You know what?
Hey,
Like
man,
you seen
don't
that
be hating on my
Southwest
don't be hating on my benefits, man.
I'm not
seen that
hating on your
Don't be
benefits.
hating on my
Jealous
you
of your
seen
benefits.
that
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines flight last week? You know, it took off and the wing caught on fire midair. See, Christian helps prevent that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important stuff. Important stuff.
You
'Cause,
both
yeah, literally.
both forgetting that my dad's an aircraft technician.
Oh, he is? You never told me that.
I feel like I have. Yes.
No, there's no way you have. I would have remembered that. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
I
know.
would
I
have.
mean,
After
I don't remember that.
you just had to talk about
Yeah,
your
I just said I
I
memory is
don't
so good.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What did I just say? Um, um
yeah.
what was I saying? Okay, yeah. We have a lot of current events, and personally, I mean, Ethan, you could talk about your week, how it's been, if you'd like.
Oh,
Uh,
my week is pretty good. Oh, unfortunately, I was late to work one day. I'm so mad at myself for that. But
uh,
you know, what should we call it? My week is pretty good. I've really excelled on my thumbnail game for my YouTube channel. Wow, they're so impressive now. Thanks to PicMonkey. Download it, get it if you're a content creator. It's very, really good. And it was my girlfriend and I's 5-month anniversary. So we took her out to dinner yesterday and got a little bear that says "I love you" on it. And then we enjoyed a nice steak by the ocean. Well, it was a lake, but a nice steak by the lake. And yeah, my family's my grandpa did a road trip. My grandpa did a road trip with my aunt from here in Los Angeles, California to Chicago. And so they're there. And they'll be back. Uh, that sounds cool. Actually, I don't like road trips because I like to get to my destination as fast as possible, but they enjoyed it, so I feel like Osandha, you'd like a road trip, wouldn't you?
I get car sick after 45 minutes.
Oh shit, maybe not.
really? Yeah, 45
I don't
minutes.
like that you like a road trip person.
I hate long car rides.
Oh wow, wow.
I mean, I personally I don't like unnecessarily long car rides because, like, just because of traffic or something. But if there's a
Oh,
road trip, I enjoy that because you're going far away and you're exploring lands unknown to you until you explore them and then they're known. But then I don't know. It's nice. Road trips are nice.
Where you going, homie? Narnia? What you mean? Like,
Yes, lands unknown.
what?
Lands unknown.
You would
Like,
make a film. You were talking. You were
you'd be
making a family
surprised.
about getting lost when walking.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you. I was gonna say something about that. I do that. I do that sometimes. Like
Oh,
I either getting lost while walking or getting lost while driving. I just do that sometimes. Like I
okay.
actually I drive off of I get off
wait
an
a
exit
second.
and like I'm
Wait
coming
a
back from
second.
something. What?
You're getting lost while driving. Like, are you paying attention?
Yeah. No. I'm getting
Imagine just
lost.
like wandering off and just like zoning out and just driving random places. Having
No.
through life.
No. Getting lost as in don't know where I am on the map, but I'm not looking at the map. I'm just
Well,
driving
that's
places.
good.
I'm just
So yeah,
exploring the
so you're
city.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, exploring the city or the suburbs or whatever it is. And same thing with walking. Like I just kind of I don't know. I just start. I did that. I remember doing that on UC Irvine's campus. I would just get lost walking, and I do that sometimes. Where else do I do? I don't know. When I go to the city, sometimes I do that. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to do it.
I didn't even tell you, on the day of the interview, there was a protest going on too. So like the police had actually weren't letting us turn onto the street because of the protest, and it was interesting because we had to walk over to the building and we had to navigate the cautions tape. And then like my dad, he went up to talk to the police officer, but he had his hands up like this, and like the police officer actually like laughed because my dad did not look like a threat at all. But like my dad wanted to be careful because one one time when our car broke down in Moore Park, actually like right after college, I had to go up to a police officer to ask if he had a jumper cable, and I had my hands up like this too because I'm brown, I'm not trying to get shot, and so my dad had that in his head, and he did the same thing, and then the cop was like, "Yeah, you guys can't turn." So I ended up having to walk through like and avoid the staff and like kind of make sure I didn't get in the protesters' ways and everything like that too. So that was a trip.
Oh no, Sonda, yes. On Tuesdays and I think Thursdays, she said they have like these board meetings and frequent protests. So on those days, just make sure to be there a little early.
Got it. That's a very important tip. Yeah, because I am notorious for not being on time. I was 2 hours late to my own birthday party. So, so I
Just
and
kidding.
even with this job, I am consistently not on time because that's just my anti-authoritarianism kicking in. So, but with this one, I'm gonna make sure that I am prompt and early.
You better, because if you're not on time, that will infect your probation performance review.
Rightfully so.
Now,
So.
afterwards, if you are late afterwards, then it's not. I guess it's not good, but it's not bad. They just you have to use your vacation time for how late, or you can stay extra and make up the time. Oh, and that's one more thing, Osandha. You can't take any vacation days during the 6-month probation period.
Yeah, no.
You can take, if you're sick, you can take illness days, but you just can't take vacation days. That's something I learned recently.
That's fine, man. I don't really call out. Like, there was a period where I wasn't calling out at all. The only thing that made me had to take time off was because I got COVID. So I really I show up to work every single day for the most part. I obviously called out for the interview. That was one of their questions.
Yeah.
That was one of the questions during the interview. They're like, "How would your supervisor like rate your dependability, for the past year?" And I just told them like, really good. I called out like twice. So yeah,
which is
how
good,
many illness days do you get?
Oh boy, I think you start off with at least 500 hours of illness. So that's like what, like a year, a few months.
Damn, really?
Yeah, it's a lot. And if you they may have changed it, but there's a thing: if you got COVID, it wouldn't take away from your illness time. It was a separate bank of time. But
that was because that's all.
Yeah, but you have plenty of illness time, and actually, if you have a doctor's appointment, you have a separate thing called annual physical. You take it once a year. It doesn't take away from illness time. It's called annual physical. They pretty some say your doctor can sign it, and it's a full 8. You can only do 4. You can take 4 hours or 8 hours, but you can't. You might as well take the day. So that's why I used to schedule my annual physical on like a Friday or a Monday, so you have a 3-day week.
Right. Okay, I just want to say, I don't think dependability is factored into by how many days you take off or not. I think it's based on what you do while you're there. Because unless there's an emergency that you need to absolutely be there for, and they want you to do as much as you possibly can on the off hours, I don't think not calling off is going to make you more dependable. Because, like I said, unless they absolutely need you, they're not depending on you. They're just, they've factored in was it 500 hours of you not being there already. So if they don't actually absolutely need you, then that's not like something they're depending on you for. They'll let you take the hours off for a reason. That's what I was saying. So
I think that makes sense. I think it's more so like, dependability is definitely like number one. Punctuality is definitely in that category, but I also think it's like just like, I mean, I guess it depends. Like salary versus hourly, I think it also comes into factor. But like, yeah, at least because I've been in performance reviews and I've done performance reviews, and at least with my company, I feel like attendance is a factor when it comes to dependability.
Yeah, that definitely is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, are you there when you are supposed to be there? Meaning, do you show up unless you're taking a day off that you are are allowed to have off? Like, and do you show up? Yeah, you show up on time. But more than that, it's like, when you're doing a group project or something, or everything is group project at work, right? But like, it's like, did you do your part, or did you let other people do everything, or something like that? That's like for me the classic dependability. Whereas that's like it's more classic when it comes to school, but yeah, in work, it's just doing the part that you're supposed to do in the big game of like, especially in my job, there's a lot of moving information around between people, and as long as you like gather what information you can, and then spread that information to all other people, receive information, and then pass it on, do all those things. That's what you need to. That's what they're depending on you to do. That's your freaking job. That's what I'm saying. So
See,
yeah.
fair, but you are also, I feel like, mixing it in with productivity.
Um. Well, I think the two go hand in hand in some ways. Like, if you're like, you don't always have to be productive, but when people need you to be productive, as in there's something that is going to, I mean, money. We deal with money. When dealing with business, you're dealing with money. So if there's money on the line, or there's someone's life, someone's job is, I don't know, someone's job's on the line, but like someone's reputation is on the line, like someone on your team, they can count on you to get your part done, so that they're not screwed. Whether it's your manager, or someone on your team, or if you're a manager, then someone that was, I guess, working for you, sort of. Yeah, so just making sure that you don't screw over people you're working with. I'd say that's where dependability comes in, and that, like I said, that's not all the time you're. So
Alright,
I don't know.
that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I guess we talk about my week. My week hasn't been super eventful. I'm currently on leave from work, medical leave, specifically because of mental health concerns, and actually pretty serious mental health concerns. But at the moment, not doing too bad. Just taking it easy, if you will, and looking forward to getting back to work in the ways that you can look forward to getting back to work. Um, and yeah, I finished a lot of shows. Um, I I didn't do much. I meditated a lot. I meditated a lot, and uh, I don't know. I didn't really do. The week went by pretty quickly. It's like a blur. Um, but it was a good week. I think it's a good week. Wasn't too bad. It's here's the thing. It's weird. Like, taking time off is like, it's almost like when you want it, you don't. When you want it, you almost don't need it, and when you need it, you don't want it, or I should say, you can't have it. Okay, let me say that again. When you want it, you can't have it, and when you need it, you you you. I don't even know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, when I've been working, I've wanted time off, but I haven't been able to take it, at least in like that much.
And now
But now
you
that I have
have
on
time
medical
off and
leave,
you want to go back to work.
yes, but only like
Only because it was a
a little
forced
bit. I
off
don't want
and
to.
you request the time off. You wanted to go back to work right away, but you couldn't, and now you want to go
Yeah,
back to work.
yeah. So I Yeah, it'd be nice to go back to work like only when I wanted to. Only when I wanted to. Obviously, that's the dream for everybody,
It'd
but
be
it's
pretty
not.
nice. I like to do that too.
That would be. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Yeah, so you could take off exactly as much as you want, and then you just go back to work. You know. No, but I
I work
mean,
about 2 days a week. Good enough for me.
yeah. Well, I mean, I would be happy to go in 5 days a week, a lot of weeks, but then there'd be some periods where I would just say 3, and I can't do more than that. That's kind of an interesting question. Is how much would you go to work if you could decide to go to work a certain, like, out of a year, what would be the average, and then what would be the high, and what would be the low?
Are you still
What
getting
would be,
paid as if you're going 5 days a week, or are you only getting paid the
uh,
days you go?
Yeah.
you get paid sometimes. Sometimes, let's say that you get like this allotted amount of hours paid that by missing work. Let's say it's a couple months. I don't know. You can do a couple months paid. Okay, fine, a month. I don't know, a month, 2 months, because I think, how much is 500 hours? 500 hours is
500 hours.
Be right back.
six,
I'm getting my charger.
8. It's 8. It's about 8 days. 8 days worth of. Okay, so I would say. Wait, what am I? Not 8 days. What am I saying? I did not do that right. It's 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you do not do that right at all.
It's
500.
60. It's 63. It's 62.
62 and a half. Yeah.
62. Yeah. So,
Days.
um, what days? Yeah, days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot. So, like I said, 2 months. 2 months. Call it 2 months. They paid 2 months out of the year. So, what would be the high of what you came in for? What would be the low, and what would be the average?
Okay, hold on. Let's repeat the question. So you're saying that
Oh,
they will give me
We're still
2 months
confusing.
paid off, correct?
yes.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. So they'll give me 2 months paid off out of 12 months. So how many
Yeah.
days per week would I work then? Is your question.
What's the highest? What's the highest week? What's the lowest week? And what's the average? And you work
I would
at
take
a
those
company.
days. I would
You take
take
those
those
days.
days and I try to let's see how many days I can work throughout the week while spreading all those days out and getting paid for 5 days.
That makes sense. Okay, so you just try to make your week as even as possible throughout the year.
Yeah, and filling out 2 months of days.
And taking in those but by doing as little as possible, make your weeks even.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
that
see.
way,
I would be more
I work.
sporadic.
I work like that way. I'd work like 3 days, but get paid for 5 Saturday, or
Yeah,
whatever it came out.
I would be more sporadic because, like I said, there's times where I've been able to work, 5 days a week, taking no days off. And that's what it's gonna be like most of the time. But that's what I did, and pretty much didn't have any issues with that for certain times. But then other times, it's like, I mean, I just could not make it to work. I just could not. And part of that is my own mental health concerns, that made that difficult. But and I will say this: the other part is how much you like the job. That's obvious, right? Like if you love the job, like if you're working at SpaceX, not saying that everybody likes SpaceX, but generally the people that work at SpaceX love SpaceX. Oh, it's true. Like generally the people that work at SpaceX love SpaceX. They like, oh yeah, this is the place to be. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do 75 hours every week for as long as I possibly can. I don't care that I have a family. I don't care that I have, you know, puppies and kittens at home. I'm gonna drive hard and be the best SpaceX employee I possibly can. And so they all do that. And so the point is, if you have what you consider to be your dream job, even if that perspective changes after 9 months, if you consider it to be your dream job, how much would you be putting in? Now, I don't know if any of us knows that because I don't think any of us has had their dream job. So, like if I was writing, like when I was writing, I mean, it only went on for 3 weeks, but like I was just doing as much as I possibly could throughout the week, and I was just to exhaustion. That's what I was doing. So I don't know. It's a tricky question. I didn't let you answer, Osandha, but I hope I didn't even answer. Yeah, but you go ahead if you'd like.
All right. So I would actually probably either do what Ethan was talking about, and I would try to have like a 4-day work week as much as I can, because I personally like a 4-day work week. I'm kind of
Yeah.
counting this like my current job. That's how I'm looking at it from my current job's perspective, because I do
Okay.
like my current job minus the
Okay.
money. So I would do 4 days a week instead of 5. Or I would just work 5 days a week the first 10 months and then take the last 2 months off.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to do is because I wanted to look up your whole SpaceX thing. So on Glassdoor, I will say
Well, I've gone through Glassdoor completely. Trust me.
to Christian's
I
credit,
know.
on Glassdoor, most people do approve of the CEO to the tune of, and for those of you who don't know, Elon Musk is the CEO of SpaceX. 84% approve of the CEO. It has 3.9 stars.
Yeah.
Out of like 3,000 reviews, and 71% recommended to a friend. I'm trying to find out the stats on X, formerly known as Twitter, and right now though the thing is that because Elon Musk is no longer the CEO, so I can't really tell with that one. But right now it's 26% approve of the new CEO of X, formerly known as Twitter. I kind of wish we would have seen what it said about Elon Musk when he was the CEO, but yeah.
So yeah, no, because for people at Twitter, I mean at SpaceX, it's not about Elon Musk. Like it's about I'm at SpaceX and SpaceX has their Starship, and I want to be. Not everyone's working on the Starship. I think most people aren't, but no, but most people don't know what the Starship is. It's their biggest, newest rocket that just took off 4 months ago. You should really watch the launch. It's freaking awesome, but it's not about Musk for like anybody that works there. It's just he's a leader, and these days like people may approve of him because he's doing the space stuff. It's kind of like me. Like I approve of the fact that he's still gung ho about going to Mars, and that's what the people that like him approve of him for. I mean that's one of the things, but it's the main thing. So people like that about him. They're going to continue to like it about him. So they're going to continue to work hard for the company because that vision is still the thing that is driving the company forward. So that's why they approve of the company, they approve of the CEO, approve of the job. That's why they're working 75 hours a week, because they want to go to, they want people to go to Mars, even if they don't go themselves, and they want to be a part of making it happen. So that's why I'm saying for SpaceX for a lot of people is like that dream job.
Real quick, Christian, what do you think of Musk's decision to change Twitter to X? We didn't get a chance because Ethan and I were looking this. What you thought of the
I
decision?
don't care. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a good decision to me.
Oh, there we go. All right, all
Look,
right.
wait.
Ooh,
You
Mr.
guys
Musk
act like you're
lover.
catching me in something.
For those of
You
y'all who
guys
don't
act like
know,
you're catching me in something.
Christian has been a
What?
huge Elon Musk stan for a very, very long time. So
Look,
we were just
look.
a little curious to
Oh
see what his
God.
thoughts
Okay. First of all, when you say I've been a huge Elon Musk fan, that makes it seem like I approve of every single thing he ever has done ever. Okay, and you don't know that. Okay, but more to the point, at the times when I was approving of it, when I said things that showed approval of him, it was before the vast majority of the stuff you don't like him for actually even happened.
That is
Okay,
very true.
so I would be much more careful with my words when I'm showing approval for him now than I was 7 years ago, because 7 years ago he was just a guy running companies that were changing the world. That's what he was. He didn't have this. He had a Twitter presence, but he didn't have this like big persona that people don't like. And because I guarantee you guys didn't have an opinion about him 7 years ago. I would talk about him. I'd be like, "Hey, Elon
7
Musk,
years ago,
SpaceX."
I must very enjoyed Elon Musk.
Oh well, there you go. But even
Negative
then, I don't think your opinion was that strong. Like I don't think you would have
Oh
you would
no,
have been
certainly
like,
wasn't as strong as yours. I learned a lot about him.
yeah. But now your opinion is probably stronger in the negative direction than mine is in the positive direction. And there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I want to do about that. I'm just saying that to approve of the guy is not to approve every single thing he ever says, ever does. It's just to say I like these things about the guy, and I think those are the most important things about him. And that's just where I'm coming from because I've been, like I said, following the guy since 2011 when I was 13 years old, and SpaceX launched its first cargo to the space, to the International Space Station up there. That was 2010, and just he was making Mars look like it was a dream that could actually come true. So that's all that is. So okay. So what did
Oh,
you
that's so
you thought
cute.
you caught me at something?
All I'm saying is, boy, you people, you've seen it, everybody. You saw how he just went on. You saw the match. That's as most passionate and expressive I think Chris never been on this podcast. You see, because that's some good passion. That's like my passion for Drake. Wow, that's
Speaking
good
of,
stuff.
Ethan, talk about how you went to the Drake concert.
Oh yeah, was that last week? I thought it was last week. No, the week
It was 2
before.
weeks ago, but you didn't talk about it last week.
Oh, really? Crazy. Man, like, wow, the Drake concert was amazing. Oh, that's my boy right there. That's like my Elon Musk. Okay, Christian. Now, he, I mean, we watched him come out, and boy, he performed "Know Yourself," which that has my name in the song, so I really like that one. And Gabby and I were dancing and streaming, and the whole crowd was singing every single word. Wow, it was incredible. That was talking about a dream come true. A dream come true, I tell you. Christian, I'm very upset you missed it.
Ethan has been a fan of Drake since like high school. For those of you guys who don't know,
He was blasting it in the other room. I was adjacent to him. He blasted it
buddy.
in his room, and he would never let me come in his room. Okay.
Oh, jacking off. I mean, you didn't want to go in his room.
Jacking off.
So that's why you didn't want me coming into your room. Now I understand.
Ooh, just jacking off.
Now I understand. Now I understand that a little bit better. Okay. I was just so frustrated. The second I opened the door, you're like, get out of my room, and I'm like, I don't want to get out of your room.
was naked.
And I remember just standing in there for no reason and just pissing you off, just standing in your room, and you just got madder and madder, and I would just be like, I'm just gonna stand in here until you push me out, and you like push me out of the room, and I'm like, okay, fine.
Push him. That's the power of Drake, man. Power of Drake.
Yeah. So, but it was frankly because of all of Ethan's listening that I grew a fondness to Drake, and I've listened to so much Drake, it's ridiculous. Okay, I've listened to so much Drake, it's ridiculous.
That's funny because it's the complete opposite of what happened with me.
Because Ethan listened to it all the time. You didn't like it anymore, or you didn't like him ever.
I acknowledge that Drake has a lot of good songs, but because Ethan loved him so much, I kind of took it upon myself to hate on Drake because in my eyes he was overrated, and nowadays people think he's overrated, and I think he's become so hated at this point that he's low-key almost underrated because of how much he's...
Is that similar to someone else we know, Osandha? What do you think, Osandha? Someone else we know?
No, I think Elon Musk is rightfully hated right now. Actually,
Okay.
come on, man. The changes he made to Twitter X it's kind of some were good, some were good. Like, boy, if I get those impressions, those 5 million impressions, I can get like super monetized. That's nice. But
Super monetized. Oh.
some were and 500 followers give me some subscriptions if people want to do that. But some other things were questionable, to say the least.
I would ask you what those things are, but I just don't care about Twitter. I don't have any interest in it. I don't know why you bothered with it in the
Well,
first
like
place.
one, I think the biggest thing is the name change. I mean, if you want to change the name,
Okay.
that's
Well,
cool.
I said I was gonna ask you, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well,
I
no, no,
really
no.
I
But
don't care about Twitter.
now I'm telling the people. The people deserve to know. And like I said, because they deserve to know, because I think we were talking about this. We were so shocked about because it happened as we were doing the podcast when he changed the name. So we're like, whoa. Now you have time to think about it. No, if you want to change the name, that makes sense. A lot of people take over something and they get rid of the staff and make some change. So if you want to change the name, that's cool. But what a name change it is. X. I mean, I like to get and it comes
Like
something better
excellent.
than that. Like,
Oh, but so do you not? But so I think the thing behind that is he's trying to change all of his companies to um have like similar names. Like X is gonna be the
yeah, he made a tweet about it, or a Z, or a post, whatever you call it. He said, if you can't tell, I like the letter X. And so I can tell. Now, I make sense. If he were to make it for stock purposes, right? If he were to like change Tesla, I think that's his only public one, right? Yeah. So if you ever change, like, make one big company called X, like with Google, I know how they made Alphabet, right, and Facebook with Meta. Oh, I think I did mention this on the podcast a while ago. If you made like a big umbrella company X, and then like
yeah.
underneath that X massive company is like Twitter and stuff like that, that's cool with me.
Yeah,
Then his stock
that's
symbol
what
will be
he
X. It will come with all of that. And
that's what he
that'll
applied
be,
to the
I
other
feel
day.
like that one is actually pretty smart.
That's what he
Yeah,
applied
see,
to
I
the
feel
other
like that
day.
would be smart. Because then you can put
Oh
SpaceX, and
man,
then all these companies would have, you get shares, and you'd be a one big company, so all these people get shares, and it would be really smart, I must say, to do that, and have a big umbrella company like that. So, that's his plan, then hey, good job, Musk, but then, like, make that the big company, and, keep Twitter,
yeah,
or change
yeah.
the
I don't
name.
know. Maybe it still is the plan. I don't know.
I think so,
I
'cause I
haven't.
think Rachel
Oh,
mentioned something like that,
mhm.
and Kathy, or my aunt, who owns that family owns SpaceX shares privately. They got like an email a few months ago suggesting that it might go public. So I don't know. I'll have to see.
Crazy. SpaceX shares from what 13 years ago. That must be a
Yeah.
boatload of money.
So imagine, woo, imagine goes
Seriously.
public under like a company just X. Like, woo, that would be
Yeah.
quite. And then my
is it
Tesla shares
confusing?
I still have. Hey, that would be pretty good.
Hi, this is totally random, but Ethan, your stepmom and your step grandmom share the same name, right?
Who? My
Wow.
stepmom, Renee, and my step grandmom. Who's my grandma?
Your
Oh
grandpa's girlfriend.
Oh no,
no,
that's
Renee and
Rachel. No,
Rachel.
close. They have
Oh,
R's.
okay, okay, all right.
Okay.
Totally random. I know. Sorry.
Grandmom. That's a good idea. I was thinking what to call her. Now when people ask, I'll be, yeah, that's my step grandmom.
On the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, the other side. Wow, complicated families, but it's cool. It's nice to have a big one.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, so
Right, so
if Elon Musk goes public, then it'll help me. Tesla, you still own Tesla, right, Christian? Or did you? I know you sold some, but then bought some.
I still have some, But
See, so if he goes under X, that makes
it's not. I'm not excited about it. It's not. It's not like it doesn't have. It doesn't have like multiplication potential of like 10x in the next 3 years. Like maybe it does, but that's not. There are some companies that do like the electric car company in China, Neo,
Neo.
one of them, the biggest one, Neo.
Mhm.
So that one, I had to sell some shares of that, but it's still that one. I still have some, and it's big potential. Um, China has big potential, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, so, would you like to get on to some current events? We have a lot. Um, so
I'm starting to
first off,
confused.
I thought he was gonna wrap things up. I'm surprised because knowing Christian, like,
I'm starting to like,
yeah, I'm gonna mark it
so
right now.
all right, so we have some very important current events to get into. Okay, there's one in particular that interests me. We got a presidential candidate, Mrs. Nikki Haley, who says America's retirement age is way too low, needs to be increased, while also calling on cognitive tests for politicians over 75. Let's focus on the first part. Retirement age is way too low. How high does it need to go is the question, and it's not really answered in this article. So I think that's something we all can imagine for ourselves. So, Osandha, just how high can the retirement age go for people before the economy collapses? This is an answer we expect you to get 100% right now.
So I believe the retirement age is 67 right now for those born after 1970. I think
1983.
okay. I think
1983.
it should stay 67. I don't think it should go any higher. Also, um, I think she wants it to be like 70 at least, is what I understand. But I
Yeah.
definitely don't think it should go higher. If anything, in my opinion, it should go lower. But that's a separate discussion. So I definitely don't think it should go higher. It should just stay the same. Worst case scenario, it should just stay the same. Now, I'm going to answer the second part because I have huge thoughts on that one, the cognitive thing. I think that's actually super. That's a very good idea because I think a lot of the politicians in our government are way too old, including our current president, who is way too old. Another example would be Mitch McConnell, who some were arguing has had a seizure mid speech. But anyway, I fully back the cognitive thing, and also a separate issue. I think people that age shouldn't be driving as well. But that's a more of an urban planning thing that Ethan could really talk about. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Let's see.
Okay.
The first question was retirement. Okay, I have two answers to the retirement question here. The retirement question, one for my own selfishness, I agree with Osandha. I think it should go lower, at least like 65. But for financial reasons, paying Social Security and stuff, then I do think it should raise to 70. So there's you're shaving off 3 years of having to pay people's retirement funds. No, wait, just kidding. Huh? I don't know. Wait, with that they have to pay more, wouldn't they? Okay, yeah. So it actually should lower because then you'd have to keep paying people's retirement funds, like Social Security, and the Social Security is already running out, isn't it?
Didn't you have it right the first time?
I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, you have
But
right the first time.
so, but wait, but oh yes, at 70, yes, because then you can't. They only pay you when you take it out, right? But don't you have to pay into it? No, you pay into it with your job.
Yeah, Social Security. You don't pay taxes on Social Security because you get that. At least from what I understand. and you don't pay
No,
taxes.
but remember, there's things saying the Social Security thing was running out.
Yeah, they're saying that by the time we're ready for retirement, Social Security won't be a thing anymore, and that we're paying into a system that's going to have ran out by the time that we're ready to retire.
So
paid all our money to other people, basically.
Basically, is what they're saying. Yeah.
Point is, it should go up for financial reasons and lower for my selfish reasons.
So he wants money sooner.
Hopefully by then. Well, no, not even for the money sooner. I guess so, but just so I can stop working sooner. But I guess I can do that anyway.
Okay. Here's my question: if you guys are working in a job that you love, are you even going to retire after you hit that age? I already know Christian's gonna say no. Ethan, I feel like with you, is there a job that you feel like you would love enough to retire from, but that you wouldn't retire from? I guess.
I don't know. Maybe if I was working with like Universal Creative or Walt Disney Imagineering or something. I don't know. It was my grandpa. He only retired because of the COVID, and he forced him to. Because LAUSD was shut down, but he was 80 and he was still going strong there. And if it wasn't for that, he would have probably still been working. So, I mean, he came home at like 10 a.m. and got paid for an 8-hour day. So he only really worked for 3 hours, but that's because he's like gaming the system. But anyway,
what the heck?
Yeah, he'd go get his work done, and then he'd just come home, and then he'd just like if they called him for an emergency, he'd go back, but he'd just come home and he'd usually be fine. He should be fine.
Is he salary?
Do that for like years. Yeah.
That's different.
Whatchamacallit? The second question, the cognitive tests. I agree. I think that's a fantastic idea, but I have an even better idea. You know how there's obviously term limits and stuff. I think there should be age limits, okay? You just can't be in the office if you're over 70 or some crazy age. Talking about retirement and Social Security, you should be forced retirement for all politicians at like 70, okay?
I would say after 60.
I mean, the whole can depend on age, but at least 70. Because not only it's just not just for the health or the mental stuff, but for new ideas. A lot of these people, have these old ideas from like 80 years ago. All these generations are being born. Some who may not vote or vote, they should, but these young people have different ideas than most of these people that are in Congress right now. For the most part. So if there's more waves of people or more opportunities for younger people to get in there, I feel like it would be an overall better for the whole country.
That makes sense. Makes sense. I couldn't say what the age limit would be. I couldn't say the cognitive tests. I mean, I think you might as well just slap an age limit on it and say call it a day. I don't know if you need to do the cognitive tests.
I prefer the age.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, like poor was it Dianne Feinstein or I don't know.
Ruth.
Rudy Gabriel. Yeah, Ruth Gabriel. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was falling asleep.
Poor girl. Not only that, but I remember, she had obviously she was very old. She had health issues before she passed away. So she's coming in the room in a wheelchair, and props to her for sticking it through and pushing through and wanting to be there. But I don't think anyone, no matter who you are, should be going into work in a wheelchair. That means you're just too old to be there.
Unless you're disabled. Unless you're already
yes. Unless you have, if you're disabled, if you're like almost 90 or I don't know how old she was, but like over 70 and rolling in a wheelchair. Like Mitch McConnell, same thing. He's taking it and he's literally freezing, almost like DeSantis did. But if you're freezing, like pausing, like having an almost mini stroke, like go home, man, cure yourself, relax. Like you don't need to put your health on the line for say what I think is kind of crap, but some people may love it. But but I mean, all these people, not only are they old, but I mean not really diverse. There's not really a lot of diversity in there, on both sides. It's a whole bunch of white people, again, newer waves of younger and diverse people, really, they say this place is all about representation and stuff. So get some people that from those cultures that represent the people who live in this place. Come on now. Very frustrating.
Yeah, no, I think those are all great ideas. I mean, yeah. So here's the deal. I mean, because with me, typically, I think you're agreeing with me on this, but typically, to me, diversity shouldn't primarily be about the color of your skin. It should be about the content of your character. But I understand that when it comes to politics, they're overly complicated and
Yeah,
overly emotional for people. And I think
and what I
it just so
mean,
happens that what
I say what I mean by diversity, like some studios and
oh
movies nowadays, they they just stick a black person in there just to say, "Oh, look," they don't really fit into the story or anything. They just like, well, they check the boxes. I don't mean like don't check the boxes, but if they get rightfully elected someone with good ideas, like someone with a good idea who's a non-white person, that's fine. But people shouldn't just elect someone because they're just black or white or Mexican. Like if they have horrible ideas, yet they're a different color, please don't put them in there. If they're like, I don't know, like a Trumpy type character, but they're just black, like no. Okay, I mean, some people may like that. I don't. But let's not check the boxes. Let's do it organically. So it would really
yeah
help out the country.
yeah sounds good to me.
Osandha is giggling over there. I don't know
Got a
why.
face. Sounds got a face.
Sounds like our action debate from a month or so ago.
Is that some I
Yeah.
told you so face or something? What is
Okay.
that?
Well, so I was trying to. You can say whatever you want to say if you want to say
Really,
something.
you're bubbling about something. Look at you.
I would just say, in terms of diversity, it's just funny because Ethan is right about. I mean, okay, look, a lot of people are claiming that movie studios like Disney are too woke now because they're all about like representation, and I think there needs to be a certain balance. Like, yes, representation is important, but like Ethan was saying, you shouldn't just throw in a black guy just for the sake of representation when the story's in like Germany or something. Like you
And
should.
to be fair, those people, that's what Disney is doing. At least recently. Oops. Oops. Can't I get
Yeah.
canceled?
Yeah.
So
No, you're gonna
there,
get canceled.
I think certain companies are taking it to a stupid level of extreme. But okay, I'll say this: do you guys think that it was a bad idea to have Ariel be black in the new Little Mermaid? I don't.
I'll
I thought it
say
was
this.
just
Um, well, okay, so the mermaid is based in even the original. The island is based in the Caribbean, so it made sense. But then the first one should have been like that. I don't know. I mean, I liked Holly Bailey as Ariel, but Holly Bailey, yeah, okay. I always mistake her name for Holly Berry. So similar. But anyway, I still think one of the perfect examples of diversity, and what they should continue to do, two examples actually, are Miles Morales and the Black Panther, right? Because those guys weren't race bended. They're brand new characters of diversity. Miles Morales isn't just a black Spider-Man. It's not. His name isn't Peter Parker and he's just black, right? He's a brand new character who's black and Hispanic, but also gets the spider abilities. And he works. He doesn't. And he's also not replacing Peter Parker. He works with Peter Parker. If you've seen the movies, they're all together. So I think it goes over easier. It goes over easier when one, you're not just simply, again, calling Peter Parker Black Peter Parker, and then you call him Spider-Man. Like, if it's a brand new character, that's at least what I like, because then you get, it's not ruining something else. It's something original, brand new, which movies should be more days. And a lot of them are just remakes, reboots, or live action remakes. A new original story is fantastic, right? So, new original character, I think that's the way it should go. So, Little Mermaid, I enjoyed Little Mermaid, but a lot of people didn't even want the remake at all. So, I don't know. I still think a new original characters are the way to go that are of diversity.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Well, I don't know if I can say much more on the topic. Honestly, I think I was just like, here's the thing: is like more on the topic of what we were discussing before, but like also kind of on the topic of the film is when you're adding somebody, make sure it's doing it for a good reason. I think you both basically said that already, but
don't check the box, just make them have a purpose.
Yeah. Like it's gotta be a reason to make the person look like unless, if for some reason the best actor just happens to be a certain type of ethnicity, then okay, cool. But at the same time, I don't know. I can't even speak on it. I don't even know what to say with regards to film, but with regards to politics, in regards to politicians, yeah, I think having people be, the same ethnicity as the people in the districts they're representing, that makes a lot of sense. Or I mean, okay. I hate saying it like that because it's as if every district has like just one color of people. It's like,
but it's also like if you have a district that's majority black, but then you have a white person representing that district, that's not necessary. Like that's
it's not. It may not be ideal. It may not be ideal. No, but it may not be ideal. But but what we can do is with the age limit 70, 75, 75 maybe not, maybe 70. You say, all right, after that,
Yep.
yeah, you say after that, bringing in fresh ideas, that opens it up, and that gives us an opportunity to have somebody new who happens to be black, but isn't like forced to be.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't, that's nobody. This is the thing. Nobody, no black contestant for office these days is going to sacrifice the fact that they're black, in their run for office. There's not a single black candidate that hasn't said, "Hey, I'm black, elect me." Okay, maybe there's like some obscure Republican candidates, but every one of them is going to say, "Hey, I'm black, elect me," because I'll be the first senator from this district who's black.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll be, and if they're a black woman, I'm a black woman. And I'll be the first black woman.
I keep going.
Yes. What's your question?
Okay, because all that, got me thinking about, like Kamala Harris, right? That was a big deal, right? First black woman vice president, right? Do you think, like I said, do you think she is the right like, do you think she got picked just so she can, first black woman vice president could be, like, as the tagline for Joe Biden to get elected? Or do you think she actually got picked for a good reason?
When I was watching that stuff happen in 2020, and I was not watching it that closely, mind you, I was not watching it that closely. But what I was watching, every time I turned on the TV and she was there, she mentioned, I'm the first black woman to do this.
I know,
Okay,
like,
she mentioned it every time. Yeah, and that's And so, yes, I do think she was there to be a tagline for the presidency. We will have the first black woman vice president, and she's gonna be gunning for president this time. I don't need anybody to tell me she already announced her candidacy. Did she not announce her candidacy for presidency? Did she not?
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
You don't know?
She probably will, right? Has anyone
Okay,
actually
okay.
officially done it yet? I don't think she actually. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
I'm
Okay,
sure. I think she mentioned. I think she expressed a desire in the like
I
recently.
really hope she
yeah.
does, because if she does, Trump's just gonna win again.
Well, there you go. Because okay, so you're you're of the opinion that she's not a strong political candidate unless you think that being a black female is a strength. I
Yeah.
personally am of that
Again,
opinion.
if
I don't
she.
I don't think she has a lot of like powerful new ideas. She didn't have anything
Mhm,
particularly, you know, awesome going on. Like, wow, this person's
mhm,
awesome. They
Look,
just they come up they're just all about the ideas. They're all about the substance, and they're all about, and they're all about, I don't know, one particular thing that nobody's ever been about before, and we have to have this person in there because they'll make this place amazing. I have not seen that in her.
we all agree that Kamala Harris is trash. Kamala Harris is
Okay,
trash. That she's black has nothing to do with her being trash. She's just trash
yeah.
because
you
she's
didn't
trash.
even have to say it. You didn't
Yeah.
even have to say it. I don't think anybody thinks
Okay.
you're a hateful person that you would say it
Hopefully,
because she's black.
yeah.
So
Look. Hopefully, just one day. Hopefully soon. And probably start on the local level first, but a candidate with good ideas who just happens to be any different color is elected. But yeah, and hopefully, like Christian said, they don't use these taglines. I guess, look, guys, look, I'm the first
Yeah,
black Jew over here to be running for governor of California.
then do you think
yeah,
Obama
The
got
selling point should be your ideas. Like, oh my god, these are such great ideas that are
yeah.
unconventional. That
And you know what? They
and then
think they're
look, I
getting
also happen to
voters.
be black.
Can I say this? They think they're getting voters by constantly repeating the black woman thing. But what they don't realize is
Mm-hmm.
that actually repels a lot of voters at the same time as it attracts certain voters. Because it makes
Mm-hmm.
you makes people of the opinion that you're in it for people that are black women or black in general
Mm-hmm.
or women in
And
general. If you
even
constantly
if
say,
it
I'm a black woman.
even if it like didn't, let's say for some reason it didn't, they just attract a whole batch of voters. There's still a ceiling, like a ceiling you could attract. You'd attract some, and then that's it, because you attract the
Yeah.
people that oh, I'm so excited, but then that's it. If you keep saying it over and over again, it's not going to get new people, because the batch of people that were excited that you said that already are to you. So now you have to actually, say some ideas of what you're going to do. Not
Yeah.
that you're just a black or Mexican or white person,
Yeah. That's
so
right.
then do you guys think that Obama won because he was black, or do you guys think that Obama won because he had good ideas?
Being
Now,
black
see,
was
back
a
in
part of his win.
thinking back was definitely part of his win. And in 2008, I must say, I was very young, and I don't think I was paying too much for his ideas, so I can't really comment on
Yeah.
those. But I do
Yeah.
know that that's another one though. The first black president, the tagline there, and I had no problem with Obama, but I definitely know that tagline was still there, so it was definitely a part of his win, and I'm sure he had better ideas than McCain. But and one idea I liked was his infrastructure bill. He actually really helped a lot, speed up a lot of the LA Metro projects here. So I will give him credit for that. I guess I don't know much about his other stuff, but and Osama bin Laden, that's good stuff. But definitely, well, he got him. I guess that was part of the second time, but he still got him. Um, I mean, it wasn't an idea. I guess it wasn't an idea that got him elected, but yeah, credit. um, but yeah, definitely part of the win, because just like Kamala Harris, with the taglines and people, by the way, who watching this, I'm not saying that it's not implying that only black people do this. I'm sure if there's a Mexican president, they'd be like, "I'm the first Mexican." Something same taglines. Like, don't rely on your taglines.
Yep. 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 So yeah, we beat that one into the ground. So um
Beat it in the ground.
So would you guys like to wrap things up? Because we have talked a lot.
Yeah.
Alrighty, yeah, we can wrap.
You didn't even ask
All
one
right,
deep question.
that's right. We didn't ask any deep questions. I mean, you want to do deep questions? We can do deep questions. We can go deep.
Pick your favorite deep question.
All right. My favorite deep question is. Oh yeah, I think for 2 seconds. All right. Should your significant other be your best friend? Should you be best friends before dating?
I was hoping you'd
All
choose
right.
that.
Now, I'd like to be the first one to answer this question. Okay.
Yes, please.
Go for it.
You don't have to be best friends before dating. But being friends before dating is an awesome thing. Now, I will say this in our society, we don't get too many chances to have really good friends that we make into girlfriends and eventually wives, boyfriends and eventually to husbands. Because after you graduate high school, or if you go to college now after you graduate college, life just doesn't give you that many opportunities to know somebody super well. You can, I mean, there's ways, and it does happen sometimes, but typically it's more of a we start dating because we got introduced, or we met in a way in a setting where we both knew the other person was looking for somebody. So it's not always easy to be friends, let alone best friends with anybody before dating. But I will say I think it would be awesome to be best friends with the person you're dating. I have seen plenty of couples that have that going on, and you know, I just think that's an awesome thing. And I myself uh, haven't had the experience of either being best friends or not being best friends in any relationship to know if it's truly possible the
Oh,
way people say it is, or if it's not, and that's okay. It's okay, but it's something that I will strive towards having a best friend as a partner. And I think it's one of those things you just kind of have to see from a distance for a long time and think, oh, well, is that possible? I don't know if that's even possible, but I think it might be because I'm going to say that. And that's the only way I can actually make something like that happen is if I believe in it, even if I don't think it's totally, I actually possible for me. So it's not easy to do, but it is. It is possible. And then one more thing. Oh yeah, should you be friends before dating? I think I answered that. It's like you don't. Yeah, I basically answered that. So okay, Osandha, you can go ahead.
I'm gonna go last on this one.
Okay,
all right.
Ethan.
Let's see. So, my current girlfriend was not my friend, but and that's cool. But I think the friends thing. I uh I think I feel like you have an advantage. Advantage because if you're friends for so long and then you have feelings for each other, right? At least the person like knows you already, so the whole getting to know each other kind of goes. You have her step up because person, if you're a best friend, you know, usually knows what you like or don't like, knows how to deal with your emotions, And I feel like if they can do all that, then and they start to like you, and they actually like you, I feel like it can really work out in the long run. Maybe not all the time, but I do think being friends is does have its bonuses or could have disadvantages because if something goes wrong, then your lifelong friend, your best friend, could not be your friend at all anymore. So
Yeah.
risk, but also hey, like I said, I met my girlfriend on the dance floor of a bar, and I love her. So I don't know, both ways can go. So, but it is interesting to do both because it's funny. I did the non-friend way. Christian, as I said, didn't do either way. Now, Sanda's about to hear did the friend way, and I think he has a different opinion. So let's see.
So, I will say that my opinion is very jaded because I was dumped recently. So
Mhm.
before the breakup, I definitely was of the opinion that you should be friends before dating. I actually think I was of the opinion you should be best friends before you're dating. Um, so I'm trying to answer this question in a way where I don't bring my trauma into it, but unfortunately, because I haven't had therapy yet for this, so unfortunately, there's really no way to avoid it. So I'm gonna say anybody that I date in the future, I would probably make it known right away that I'm trying to date you. So no, I wouldn't be friends with them. I think over time, your significant other should be your friend because you should want to hang out with them and like do stuff together. So I think they should be friends, but I don't think they should be best friends because, at least in my situation, what if things do go south and you do break up, then you lose that. You lose that, and then that's a significant void hole in your life that you kind of have to fill. So obviously, dating your best friend, there's a lot of pros to it, but I mean, do it at your own risk because know that the same pros, the same highs are kind of like the same lows that you're going to experience when you guys do break up because you can never go back to just being sorry. If you guys do break up, my bad. If you guys do break up, low sense. If you guys do break up, because you can't go back to just being friends. The dynamic has changed. I thought you could, but given my ex's given my ex's behavior the past couple months, that's not really a thing. At least not with her. Maybe it's different in other situations. Again, it's all depending on the person, on the two people at the end of the day. But this deep question, which it was a great question, Christian. Really, props to you for coming up with it. But this deep question lends itself to another deep question, which is, can guys and girls just be friends without any other things behind it? And that is a question for another day, arguably. But at least in my situation, I would definitely say I wouldn't try to be friends with anyone before I date them. I would, or like before I get to know them, I would definitely let it be known, like, hey, I'm trying to get to know you because I'm interested in dating. So yeah, I think I answered the question.
Okay. As you said, the jaded thing, I get it. You're jaded and you don't feel that being friends with someone after you break up with them is possible. Do I have any examples of that? I'm pretty sure I do. Not in my life, but in other people's lives around me. I can't remember right now. It's gonna take me too long to remember. But
I think you can be friends. I think you can be friends, but I don't think you can be best friends after the break.
yeah, that might not be a thing. That might not be a thing. I mean, probably happened in the history of humanity. A lot of things happen in humanity's history, but that's probably not a thing for like that you can actually expect to happen. You probably don't need that. Like, don't need to be best friends with somebody you just broke up with. Don't need to. But okay. So the other thing is, guys and girls, friends. Well, I was friends with in high school. I was friends with various girls that I say various as if it's like
Define
I had
friends.
a,
Define friends.
I
Define
had a
friendship.
friend group. I had a friend group that included many guys and many girls, and most everybody was single because it's high school. It's not like you're all married or anything. And there were times when I liked certain girls, and there were times when I, you know, whatever. But um,
High school's a different story, though. I mean, in like now, but now you're an adult. Can you
now
have
you're an
a
adult.
friend?
So
Can
here's the
you
thing: you got to ask: is this single guys and girls, or is this non-single guys and girls? Like a non-single guy and a non-single girl or a single pair of people. Because if it's single, it's a lot harder. It's a lot hard. Like, because typically when you like somebody as a friend, you like certain things about them to the point where you would probably like them in a relationship, and it's hard for a probably a male brain more than the female brain to tell the difference between what you'd like in a friend versus what you'd like in a partner. And so I think that's hard, like with single people in particular. But you're talking about people in relationships. It happens all the time where you have a group of friends and like a friend group. Like you have, or you have the couple, like one couple here, one couple there. You could go places all together, and maybe you have a couple of single people in the group, and that kind of makes it all suspicious and makes it. And then you have love triangles and all that, but it doesn't always have to be like that. As far as I can tell, like, because not all, even with single people in a group with some married couples in it, or people are married even our age, or just partnered groups. I don't think you have partnered pairs. I don't think you have to have everybody liking everybody all the time. I think it can just be. I think it is possible. I will say, the most likely case is probably where there's liking happening sometimes, and it goes in and out. Like it comes in and it comes out, and you know, like that. Like even if, like I said, if there's any single people in the group, that's especially where the liking is going to happen, where they're going to like someone who's taken. But then sometimes they're not, and sometimes they don't know, and sometimes they want it to be a certain way. Like they want to like them more, or they don't want to like them at all. But the opposite's true. And, it's crazy stuff like that. But I think the bottom line answer, if you want a yes or no at the end of the day, which can only be given after I give a thorough explanation, because I hate the idea of just saying yes or no, I would say the answer is yes. You can have the groups. You can have people be friends. So that's my answer. Yeah. All right. Well, Ethan, did you want to respond, or did we get it? Oh, you did. Oh, right, you did. That's right, you did. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure
So,
Ethan has plenty of friends that are girls that are just friends.
Oh, so many.
yeah. Well, there you go. That's awesome.
I
I
also
won't speak.
think you can be friends with girls and they just are friends, but there's still certain like little nuggets to that situation. But that's a conversation we can save for another day. But like, I definitely do think you can be single and be friends with a girl who's also single and not want to date her.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I think that's possible. We agree on that. Great. Alrighty. So this has been a long podcast. It's been fun. It's been a dynamic, enigmatic, uh, ludicrous in many ways. But this is what we do. This is what we do in the Bouncy Potatoes.
Don't forget, you have to end with a quote.
Oh yes, a quote, of course. Um, it's interesting. What podcast is this again?
The bouncing potato.
What number podcast is this?
Oh, I think it's like number 16.
Number 16. Okay, cool.
Something like that.
Well, for the number 16 podcast,
Christian's forgetting something very important, so I'm gonna do it for him. I was Osandha, and with us we had
Christian Rayfield, and we had. Oh, we got to work on this.
the man who's not paying attention. Sign yourself out. We had Ethan, who's not.
Yeah, Ethan back there.
Hello, it's me.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. We'll work on that for all you guys. We promise. So, my quote for the day is, the way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. And that's the quote to end the podcast. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.